Vibing with Chris and Zenergy Entertainment presents Debbie's Fight. There once lived a beautiful young woman named Debbie. Debbie was a stunning black woman with a heart of gold, but behind her bright smile was a world of pain and suffering. Despite her outward appearance, Debbie struggled with multiple chronic illnesses that plagued her every waking moment. From a young age, Debbie had faced more hardships than most could imagine. Her parents had passed away when she was just a teenager, leaving her with no family to call her own. She had moved from house to house, never truly finding a place to call home. Life had thrown obstacle after obstacle her way, but Debbie remained hopeful that one day things would get better. Throughout the years, Debbie had faced discrimination and judgment from those around her. She had been told she was not good enough, not worthy of love and acceptance. But Debbie refused to let the negativity consume her spirit. She continued to press forward each day with all the strength and energy she could muster, determined to prove all the doubters wrong. Despite her struggles, Debbie never gave up on finding love and acceptance. She longed for a deep connection with someone who would see past her illness and love her for who she truly was. But finding such a person seemed like an impossible task, until one fateful day, when Debbie met the most amazing woman she had ever encountered. This woman, named Gina, was everything Debbie had ever dreamed of and more. Gina was kind, compassionate, and loving in a way that Debbie had never experienced before. She saw past Debbie's illnesses and embraced her for who she truly was. Gina encouraged Debbie towards her dreams, pushing her to be her best self every single day. At first, Debbie was hesitant to accept Gina's love. She struggled with her inner demons, doubting whether she truly deserved someone as wonderful as Gina. But with each passing day, Gina's love and acceptance began to chip away at Debbie's walls, slowly breaking down the barriers she had built around her heart. As Debbie allowed herself to open up to Gina, a deep connection formed between the two women. They shared their hopes, fears, and dreams with one another, finding solace in the comfort of each other's presence. Despite her past traumas and struggles, Debbie began to believe that a happily ever after was possible after all. But just when things seemed to be looking up for Debbie, life threw another curveball her way. Her chronic illnesses flared up, leaving her bedridden and in excruciating pain. Gina stood by Debbie's side through it all, providing unwavering support and love during her darkest hour. As Debbie lay in bed, tears streaming down her face, Gina gently wiped them away and whispered words of comfort and reassurance. In that moment, Debbie realized just how lucky she was to have someone like Gina in her life. She knew that no matter what challenges came their way, they would face them together, hand in hand. And so Debbie, story of love and acceptance, continued to unfold, filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. But through it all, Debbie remained hopeful, knowing that with Gina by her side, she could conquer anything that came her way. In the end, Debbie learned that true love and acceptance can come in many forms, and that sometimes the most beautiful relationships are born out of the most unexpected circumstances. And as she gazed into Gina's eyes, feeling a deep sense of gratitude and love, Debbie knew that she had found her happily ever after at last.
Vibing with Chris and Zenergy Entertainment presents Facade, A Love Turned Crazy. Chapter 1. A Decent Life. Tia was a woman who lived a decent life. She had one daughter and was single, but she was content with her life. She worked hard to provide for her daughter and always tried to do her best. Tia was a kind and loving person, and she had a few close friends who she cherished. Chapter 2. The Love of Her Life. One day Tia met a woman named Keisha, who ended up being the love of her life. They had a deep connection, and their relationship blossomed over the years. They went through their fair shares of ups and downs, but they always managed to work through their problems and come out stronger on the other side. Chapter 3. The Disappearance. Then one day Tia didn't come home. Keisha was worried sick and didn't know what to do. She searched everywhere for Tia, but she couldn't find her. Just when she was about to lose hope, Keisha received a call that rocked her whole world. Tia had been kidnapped and was being held for ransom. Chapter 4. The Shocking Truth. As the days passed, the plot thickened. It was revealed that Tia had never been kidnapped. She had faked the whole thing. It turned out that Tia was living a double life with another woman. Keisha was devastated and couldn't believe that the woman she loved had betrayed her in such a way. Chapter 5. The Aftermath. Keisha was so distraught that she started failing in life. She couldn't eat, she couldn't work, and she couldn't seem to get it together. Then, to make matters worse, Keisha found out that she had breast cancer. It felt like her whole world was falling apart. Chapter 6. Finding Strength. Despite all the challenges she faced, Keisha knew she had to find the strength to move on. She sought help from friends and family, and she started therapy to work through her emotions. Slowly but surely, Keisha began to heal and find peace within herself. Chapter 7. Moving Forward. As time passed, Keisha learned to forgive Tia for her betrayal. She realized that holding on to anger and resentment would only hold her back. Keisha focused on her own healing and eventually found love again with someone who truly appreciated her for who she was. Conclusion. The story of Tia and Keisha is a reminder that life is full of unexpected twists and turns. Sometimes the people we love can hurt us in ways we never imagined. But it's important to remember that we have the strength within us to overcome any challenge that comes our way. Keisha's journey of healing and forgiveness is a testament to the power of resilience and self-love.